Hello, I'm back. I'm hoping that we can catch a plane land while I'm talking. It's pretty cool, and they come overhead here. So today I want to talk about this watch. I know I feature this watch a lot on my channel, and I think that there might be something to that. I think I'm starting to learn that the pre-ceramic watches really have a charm. I'm starting to understand the charm. A lot of people have said that they really prefer, the smaller size, the smaller case size. And either they deal with the bracelet and the clasp being older, or they actually actively like it as well. In this case, I hope I don't drop this. I'm pretty sure this would be an unfortunate fall. I'm pretty sure that some canoes down there too. Kayaks. I'm pretty sure that these end links or center links, I think they're center links, are hollow, and the end links are solid, because it's a solid end links with no holes case. That's the version I have. I believe it is an F serial. So the reality then is that it's a very lightweight on the wrist, because the bracelet is just much lighter. And I've been critical of that. I have said that if it only had like the modern bracelets that the Tudors have, maybe without the rivets, they don't bother me, but if it was the same case sizing but it had a heavier, sort of more modern bracelet and clasp, then the pre-ceramics would be fantastic. I'm starting to change on that a little bit, at least enough to say that the charm of this age of watch really can outweigh some of its perceived disadvantages. And that makes me think about the collection as a whole, and how focused I've been on the 6-digit ceramic models. There's a speedboat out there. I'm not sure if that's going to change. There are risks involved in going with the 5-digit, because you really got to know about the sellers, and you really got to trust the heritage and the history of that watch enough that you know that it's not stolen and it's not Franken-watched, and you're not necessarily getting into vintage when you're dealing with the 5 digits, though you can, but you'll be dealing with some neo-vintage watches, and I think that there's just more risk involved. You have to understand and have someone who's knowledgeable really check that watch out for you, I think. And I didn't do any of that when I bought this. I did buy it from a reputable jeweler, like a pre-owned jeweler, and that I trusted, and all is well with it. It was fine. But I think when you're getting into maybe doing that age of a watch and buying it online, you obviously have more risk. So the question is the risk and the challenge of getting a good example worth what you get in return? I'm starting to think so. I think I'm revising. I'm almost ready to revise my pick for my favorite, in my collection. It's always been the Speedmaster. That is always going to have a sentimental value and soft spot. But I think that this particular watch, the Explorer 2, is the one that fits me in terms of personality so well, and in terms of size, and it's so easy to just use it everywhere, because again, it's under the radar. It's not flashy. I feel comfortable wearing it pretty much anywhere in the world, and it's not, I haven't had the seals checked, and I haven't had it serviced. It is going to get serviced this year, so I wouldn't swim with it necessarily without knowing that splashing around even in this very low tide today, I wouldn't do any of that until I knew about the seals. So I think the water resistance part of it might be the only downside, or just the uncertainty around that. But other than that, I think I've come around to seeing the bracelet. That's what I wanted to say, is that the bracelets have always bugged me, but they have their place, especially on a really hot day and in humid weather. they're very comfortable to wear. It's light on the wrist. Your wrist will expand. This particular watch has like 4 or 5 micro adjustment holes. I guess 5 micro adjustment holes. Let's see. And so you can get a good fit. You do have to have a toothpick or something to do that. But you can get a good sizing on it, and then it's very light. It's very, very comfortable in adverse weather. Looks good on a NATO strap, etc. So all of this is to say is that I'm starting to think that for some watches, the 5-digit might be the better option. In terms of pricing, you're right up there with the new ones at retail. They're not, like if you wanted to buy if you want to buy a Explorer 2, those are cheaper pre-owned, especially this 40 millimeter. But if you want to get a GMT, the 5-digit GMTs are as expensive, if not more so, than the new one. And so the question remains, would you want the integrity of the newer bracelet, nicer clasp and heftier feel, and get the new one, the coveted one? Or if you had a choice between that and the 5-digit, with a aluminum bezel, would you go for that? I kind of, thinking about that next time around when I am ready to get one, that might be in the cards. But I also think wearing your watches out and about in the world and getting more, hopefully post-COVID experiences, getting more time outside and out and about will really endear you to a watch in a different way. And this is the one that I've worn so many places, so I can't help but have that attachment to it. I hear planes. I wanted to catch a plane coming in, but not so much. Ooh, can you hear it? There's one coming from that side, I think. And also something over here might be coming through soon. Anyhow, lovely day. It's pretty hot. I've gotten a good tan. Black people tan too. I've gotten a good tan. I'm wearing sunscreen, but I'm cooking out here, so I might go in and have a drink and cool off. But that's my thoughts. It's just a ramble about pre-ceramics versus ceramics. The charm of the 5 digits is really starting to come through to me, and I do wish that I had more of those pieces to kind of balance out the collection, having some older models, because I do find them still quite wearable, and maybe that will mark a turning point in my habits. We'll see. You can't really trust what a watch collector says. That we can't be trusted. But I think that if I'm really paying attention to it and being thoughtful, that I have really enjoyed this watch, and it makes me want to think about maybe 5 digits in the future. See where that takes me. All right, take care.